Hey, what's up, travelers? I welcome you into this little video of ours. Thank you for tuning in. And today we will be discussing, well, many things and I'm gonna link it to astrology and just like metaphysical stuff. As usual on this channel, just kind of like laying the cards out for you. Um, so I guess there are many ways I could approach energy and how to accumulate it and really like energy balls and dimensions. Let's just talk about energy to begin with. Sorry, I got a little, not really a cold, but my body is like, no, I'm not getting this cold. And the cold is like, oh, you're gonna be sick. But I'm like, no, because I drink tea. So I'm putting energy towards a healthy state of being. But energy in itself is always in movement. There has to be at least 2 points for there to be energy. Um, because there is this movement to energy, there is this materialization. Energy is more than just singular, because what's singular maybe is the idea from which energy emanates. But energy is but a manifestation of something else. And I mean, we could get into a theological debate. I know, actually, energy was there first, and then we came up with the idea of energy. It doesn't really work like that. If we were to compare it to humans, you could say it's well, that's conflicting, because I was gonna say a woman usually lives more in like the inner invisible felt realm, the yin realm, right? And a man usually is more so in the yang realm. So it's easier for a woman to um, manifest something from her emotions than it is for a man to manifest emotions from something they do. So by this, I could say that, and I mean, it does sound like an opinion, but I think I could argue it whatever somebody's throwing at me, right? So it is an argument to say that, like, at first there was the idea, and then the idea materialized itself. Some people would say that like nature is all randomness that eventually got to through a certain process, like the what randomly wasn't good got eliminated, and then evolution happened. And I believe in evolution. It doesn't mean that nature doesn't have an intrinsic intelligence to it. I think nature knows very well what it's doing. Just as us, we are always looking to do stuff in the way that is the most easy and most profitable, like a balance between the two, right? You're always going to try to, well, most of the time, unless you're trying to gain something from the effort you're putting in which case it amounts up to the same thing, but you're always going to try to do something with the least amount of effort possible, because this is just how life is. So I think that life has just developed this intelligence, and the way it evolves, it is conscious of itself. It is conscious of how it evolves. It's not just randomness, and then it's not trial and error. Maybe there is some of it. There has to be of it, because even nature itself isn't God, up to the point where if God is all-knowing, nature seeks to know itself. But by knowing a little bit of yourself, you can kind of like estimate what you need to do to get better. It's not only about like I'm gonna do random stuff and get better like that. Anyway, so that's energy. So energy is always in motion. It's why I say welcome into this little video of ours. I used to say welcome into this little video of mine. Now, first of all, it resonates too much with the physical mind. It resonates too much with me, myself, and mine. And ours is special because it resonates with the word hours, so it's cyclical, and it resonates with Horus, so there's like a theology behind it, there's like a site behind it, there's a certain principle behind it. And ours, it makes up 2 points, so we're two, so the energy is traveling between us two. Sometimes it's easier to watch a video of the person who's looking at the camera. If I'm just thinking like that and I speak like that, it's just a video of mine, I'm speaking like that, you might lose interest in what I'm saying. But if it's our video and I'm relating, then you come to have a creator role in what we're doing, because you're giving me energy and I am playing in this space that we have created, or we agreed to get into this space, which is the moment we're sharing, watching this video right now, or creating for me. I lose myself in the creator and spectator aspect. So, you know, when we're sharing this moment, we both have a play into what's gonna happen. Because if you yourself are thinking something and I act as a yin or yang to your yin or yang, you know, if I act as the opposite or the complementary force to what you're thinking, I'm gonna be influenced and you're gonna be influenced. So we're always influencing each other by sharing energy. Now, astrologically, you could say that a lot of like the energy we get from others, I feel, is the seventh house, or this is the planet you got in the seventh house, and you know the energy of the seventh house, the signs where it's placed, everything. As far as my observation, as far as where I'm at right now, I feel like my Uranus, let's say, it is in the seventh house, so as much as I'm gonna, you know, Uranus is like rebellion, trying to bring a polar shift to a structure, trying to electrify something, trying to vivify a current of thought and be focused in it and bring it to, you know, just like Frankenstein's monster, just be like, being brought to life. That's like the Uranian principle being like, you know? What was I gonna say? So yeah, I feel that I use this Uranus as much, and how I interact with others, like I show them that I rebel as far as certain systems. And my Uranus is in Capricorn at 29 degrees, so it's like the last degree of Capricorn, and it's in the seventh. So I naturally initiate, you know, because Capricorn is a cardinal sign, I naturally initiate on this certain polar shift of the structure that I want to bring, and this mainly deals with my relationships. So oftentimes, how I'm gonna act is gonna force people to reevaluate the structure of what they see, and this is also what I'm gonna kind of value in a relationship with someone else. It's like how strong is the Uranian aspect for that person, but this is also how I get to have energy because it's my seventh house. So by pushing my Uranus, I get a certain energy feedback that feeds my first house. So look at what you got in your seventh house, and then this is how you are able to grab energy from other people. And it's not necessarily being about grabbing energy from other people, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that it's not necessarily bad to get energy from other people. We're always sharing energy. I mean, if it's a video of ours, we are both sharing energy right now. Our auras are linked. I mean, there's different layers of the aura, I guess. That's my deduction from what I experienced, is that there are many layers to the aura. There's, you know, the first layer of aura is actually my physical body. That's like my dense aura. Then there's a little bit less dense one, and then up to the point of my thought. My thoughts, since they are an electrical current, if you want to say it like that, they carry a certain space. So your thoughts, they can fill up your aura, but if my thought travel and go to you, and if we exchange thoughts like that, even subconsciously, our auras are sharing energy, and we're mutually becoming more like the other is. So you gotta check who you're with and what they give you and how you receive the energy from them. So yeah, energy. So let me tell you, if you like, this is like the introduction to the video. I hope it's not too long right now. I don't give a flying fuck if it's too long. Just watch it in 2 parts. We'll take a break and come back later. No, actually, thank you for staying. Thank you for tuning in, I should say. I'm gonna tune in also. So let me tell you this story. So around where I'm at right now, we got these elections, right? So there are these politicians. They're gonna be like the sub overlord. You know, it's like the elections on a like a provincial level, like a state level, as you guys in the States would say. But here it's a province, so it's a provincial level. You know, it's not federal. Anyway, I don't know, people. It's like the young people, they're really politically conscious, or they try to be, or like they're kind of guided into being so. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like as much as like the people here are trying to revolutionize something, they're really falling into the same old earthy structure that's already there, and they think it's gonna bring change. You know, every election people are like, oh, there's gonna be so many changes, we have to choose, but anyway. So, you know, I don't know if it kind of started like that. I go to my weed guy to get some weed, and there's some people there, and they're like, so are you voting today? And I'm like, no, I'm not voting. Like, why are you? And then they start to tell me all kinds of stuff about why I should vote. And even this girl who's like my green guy's roommate, she's like and you know, she has a certain resistance to me. Like, I don't really know her, but I'm sure we have like lots of squares in our chart. And I mean, she seems like a lovely person, but even her, when she heard that I wasn't voting, she like came to me and she's like, oh, you have to vote, blah blah blah. And she went out of her usual comfort zone to give me an energy. Okay, so that's the energy trying to, and the energy starting to accumulate, right? Then they're telling me, oh, you know, like every vote is worth like $5 or $3, the winning party. But I'm not even like registered on like the voters list, so this is like my vote is worth nothing because it's not an actual vote yet, because I haven't subscribed to the voters list. Anyway, so they start telling me, oh, your vote is worth at least $5, and if you don't vote, it's gonna go to the party that wins. So you better choose who you give the $5 to. So they just added a $5 energy value to my vote, right? She went out of her comfort zone to come talk to me and tell me that I should vote. So that's more energy, because her sun gravitated her away from her moon so that she could feed energy to me, right? Another time, I'm in the car with other people, and then we start talking about like voting, and this girl, she's going out with this guy, and this guy doesn't vote, and she's voting, and then I tell them that I'm not voting. So as she saw that, she reinforced her stance. It's like, oh, well, I'm gonna vote. But by doing that, she also reinforced our stance, so she gave energy to me. So now people, you know, they're really in their stance, they're fixed in their energy, right? That's the fixed energy, and I'm approaching the elections from an Aquarius energy. It's fixed energy. So far my vote is worth $5. It's worth this lovely woman getting out of a comfort zone to come and give me energy. It's worth this person solidifying their state of mind. What else? Okay, my other friend, we talk online, and I'm like, you know, I'm putting a status. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about the elections. I don't vote. I don't know anything about the parties, and I don't give a motherfuck. Have a good day. I wrote this. And then this person is like, what did he say? Yeah, he says, oh, well, I'm judging you, but not enough for me to change my opinion of you. And I thought that was interesting, because that shows like the Leo to Aquarius polarity, like who you embody and who you output as far as your being, like Leo energy, is opposite to the constructs of your mind, so Aquarius, and the way you structure your ideas. So they're opposite like that. So us as humans, you know, he's like, he's judging my opinion, but not who I am. So that's really like, he's judging the Aquarian part of me, but not the solar part of me. But at the same time, they're really linked, you know? So like your ideology and who you are is really linked. Even though they're opposite astrologically, since they're of the same axis, they kind of join. So I thought that was interesting. So, you know, I'm learning about astrology. So I learned about astrology because of the elections. My vote is worth at least $5. This girl came and talked to me. This other person reinforced their state of mind. Another guy, one of my really good friends, is a Taurus. And he is like really concrete and practical about stuff, right? It's the Taurus energy. So when he sees like what I'm saying, he's like, that's really not well said, even though somebody else was like, oh, wow, that's well said. So, you know, he's connecting to the Aquarian energy that I got, and his Taurus energy is square to it. Is actually, this is like that. And then he posts like some videos talking about like anarchy and how it doesn't really make sense, or trying to put things in perspective for me. But I'm on the Aquarian side. So I got this earth energy of Taurus trying to move my intellectual air current. So I got earth trying to move air. I got this girl talking to me, $5 worth. The other reinforced her state of being, so she reinforced mine at the same time. So do you see just this single vote? By choosing not to vote, do you see all the energy I've accumulated? My vote is probably worth way more than a lot of other people's vote who are gonna vote, because the stance that I had and the energy that, you know, I was true to myself. I output my energy, and then people are conflicted with that. So they have see, that's Mars. They got a certain resistance to it. And at the same time, I'm kind of trying to stay open, because that's the Aquarian energy also, right? It's like sometimes, and I mean, my Uranus is in the 7 too. my Venus is in Aquarius. So sometimes it's like I know what I'm putting myself through by sharing my opinion, because I know that other people are gonna think my Aquarian opinion is stupid. But I know how stupid they think it is, so I know how to counter argument the fact that, you know. So anyway, and my Venus in Aquarius is in the 8th house, so it's all about bringing a certain transformation. Anyway, all I wanted to say is that everything you do, everything you be, everything you affirm creates an energy. And sometimes you give energy to people you don't want to have, you know, you don't want these people to have energy. Let's say you're really about voting for the elections, like some of these people are. But then you're giving all this energy to this person that doesn't want to vote. That really is a fucking hippie that doesn't give a fuck. That's me. So they're giving all this energy. So what I get is all this energetic baggage. I'm just open. I'm not resisting them voting. I'm just not voting myself. But they're resisting me. So they're resisting it, giving me energy. And then I can just go and make a video like that talking about astrology. And I can just have a lot of energy while they're in their head thinking like, oh, this motherfucker won't vote. He wants change. But what does he do, huh? What does he do? He doesn't vote. Change will never happen without votes. It's not like we've been doing that for hundreds of years without fucking results. It's not like your state of being and actually being in opposition to the system that you don't like will be the thing that changes it. We actually have to be part of the system to change it from inside. The system will never change us like it's done so many generations, right? Okay, so I'm using my Mars in the first right there. Have a good one. Thanks for having tuned in. Now, tuning out. Ooh.